actually. I feel fatter.
Look at me. You did look a little bit fatter.
Yeah. No, the fingers.
Oh, sorry.
I'm on a diet.
You
Haven't drunk for 2 days. I ate lentils last night.
So first up, we got the biggest news in climbing right now, and it is that somebody won an Oscar. Who was it?
I don't know.
For what seems like the last 6 months since its main theatrical release, the world has been going crazy for Free Solo, the National Geographic film directed by Elizabeth Chai Vasaheli and Jimmy Chin, documenting the first ever ropeless ascent of El Capitan in Yosemite. And now, in what has ultimately seemed the inevitable outcome, it has won the most prestigious award in filmmaking, the Oscar for Best Documentary Feature. And the climbing world got right on board with the first climbing or mountaineering film to win an Academy Award. Cedar Wright kept it low-key, giving a subtle nudge to his two pals. Emily Harrington posted a goofy photo of Alex skiing. Sasha DeJulian gave a balanced bit of prose celebrating the film, but throwing a note of caution in the mixer that this is a niche aspect of climbing that doesn't necessarily represent the sport as a whole. Jason Momoa got pretty excited after awarding the Oscar to the winners, and even Travis Rice got involved. When you're in the big league, you're all friends. Snowboarding Oscar next? So it happened. A climbing or mountaineering film won an Oscar.
No one is talking about the important thing here, which is that the North Face made Alex Honnold a North Face tux, which I think is the single best thing about the whole thing. I want a North Face, I want an Arc'teryx.
Yeah.
Can we have tuxes?
Or just a gilet. I'd wear a gilet underneath a suit.
With a bow tie.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I would just like to say about Sasha Julian's thing.
Yeah.
I don't always necessarily agree with what she says. However, that's me personally. However, I was ready to disagree with what she said in that post, but actually what she said made a lot of sense to me. That, this is not a full representation of the sport. I understand that basically this is what's got the attention, and this is basically the thing that's broken it onto the mainstream. But actually, if you break it down, this is niche within niche, right?
Yeah, but I occasionally think I think she's got a good point.
Yeah.
But I also don't think many people are going to be like, I'm going to go climbing and I'm going to go free soloing up that thing. I think the danger aspect is important to remember. We've got to use ropes and, all that. But at the same time, no one is going to do what he did. That was insane.
Yeah. No, I agree. But I thought it was a fair point.
It was a good post,
yeah.
I thought. So mountaineering news now, and the west face of the Matterhorn has been climbed in what sounds like an utterly terrifying ascent. Marco Farina and Marco Maggiore climbed the Via Ottendagin route on the west face of the Matterhorn on the 15th and 16th of February. This is only the second time that the route has been climbed and was first completed in 1962, with one climber breaking his leg and another losing his life. This route has history. The pair experienced brittle ice and rock, which was dangerous and extremely hard to protect. They topped out after 2 days of climbing, an amazing achievement. So I started researching this story and I didn't realise what a big deal it was at first, but 1962, and they had an absolute epic, the first ascender. So these guys come back and do that is just, it's really, really impressive. And do go and read the write-up on Planet Mountain if you want to find out more information, because it's a great article.
Speaking of terrifying, there has been a pretty terrifying ascent in the Peak District. Jim Pope has made the fourth ascent of the terrifying E9 6C trad route appointment with death. First ascended in 2003 by Sam Whitaker, the route is protected by a single low wire in the crack on the right hand side and would be seriously dangerous if a fall were to take place, with the B-layer needing to do some pretty nifty work in order to take in the slack. The second ascent was done in 2013 by Tom Randall and the third in 2015 by Nathan Lee. Here's a short clip of the first ascent by Sam Whitaker to give you an idea of the dangers of the route. So that clip there is probably from one of my favourite climbing series ever. It's called Hard XS. It's actually on EpicTV. We'll put the link in the description below, and it's well worth a watch of that video, but all of the series. But that video in particular is terrifying. The holds, the protection, the tension that they managed to build up in that is incredible.
I think it's awesome that Jim Pope is into his training. He's in the British bouldering and lead climbing teams. He does sport climbing, and he just casually goes and does an E9 on his spare time. He's Jim Pope is a proper climber. I'm putting it out there.
Yeah,
he's the man. I love Jim Pope.
We love you, Jim.
I want to stroke him. Mountaineering news now coming out of Chamonix, and the Walker Spur is usually a summer route, but it does get done in the winter. But very recently, it got climbed for the first time in 1 day for a winter ascent. A one-day winter ascent has never been attempted before, but on the 19th of February, 2 teams completed the route within a day. Leo Billion, Sebastian Rattel and Benjamin Verdines topped out first, followed by a second team of Caro North and Carlos Molina. So there's a few talking points to come out of this. Number one, amazing achievement, doing it in a day. But also, we interviewed Tom Livingston and Pete Graham, I think, a couple of years ago, and they'd done it in about 3 days in winter. The fact that 2 teams can smash it in a day just shows how dry it is in the Alps at the moment. It's very hot, it's like late spring, but with February. So that's kind of worrying, but it produces quite a cool ascent.
I mean, like, seasons are changing, right? Is it still a winter ascent?
It is a winter. It's a good question because it was dry, but they only put their rock shoes on for 2 pitches, I think.
Right.
And usually in the summer, if you had it in good conditions, you'd have your rock shoes on pretty much for all of it. So it is still a winter ascent, but it's just the conditions are right to do it very quickly.
It's springy, isn't it?
It's so spring. I want to go skiing.
Yeah. Come on, Snow.
Come on, Snow. Olympic news.
Olympic news.
So this was coming up last week. We didn't really talk about it on the news show. So Paris, for the 2024 Olympic Games, has proposed sport climbing with some upgrades. The proposal will double the amount of medals available and therefore increase the disciplines and amount of athletes able to compete. The proposal is looking to have speed climbing as a separate discipline and a combined lead and bouldering event. This hasn't been confirmed yet, but things are looking good for the Olympic future of our sport. So really exciting news, because what the issue that everyone had with the current Olympics is the fact that they just weren't enough medals, so they had to do the big combined. But now speed separate, lead and bouldering, it's very cool.
I think we spoke about it a little bit in the live streams. If you want to join those live streams at 4:30 every day on Instagram, but I think you brought up a very good point, was that it's like sport and boulder kind of lend themselves to each other. Those guys competing in them, you know, they have kind of similar kind of setups in terms of their skills and then and how they climb. Whereas speed is so different. So actually, if you combine all 3, the guys in speed don't really have a chance, like in the combined. So actually, it gives them a chance to win a medal, which I think is a valid point.
Yeah, it's super exciting. So looking forward to that being 100% confirmed because it's only been proposed at the moment. So, but it looks like it's going to happen.
Nice. This thing. Okay, I've got a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're about to like add some more to the 8C counter.
Yeah.
We've got.
Just add 'em.
I feel like this is becoming less of a 9B counter. We still call it the 9B counter.
I know, but this is my issue with it. I loved the 9B counter.
Yeah.
This is.
Do you think the fact that we've like allowed this in means that people are less motivated to now go out and do 9Bs?
That's a good point, actually.
Do you think like Christoph Rauch, who's done 2 8Cs, would be like, I need to get on that 9B counter. So now he's like, I can do it with the boulder.
Yeah, because possibly 8C boulders are quicker to do because they're less long. So maybe the athletes are being like,
they're easy. Let's just face the facts.
8C boulder.
8C boulders are easy.
Just walk up it.
Yeah.
So a couple of ascents. Number one is, I can't pronounce that. How do you,
Giuliano Cameroni.
Yes, he's done an 8C plus boulder first ascent called Poison Wall in Switzerland, which is only the second boulder of that grade in Switzerland.
That's incredibly impressive to do an 8C plus.
It's pretty banging, isn't
first ascent.
So 8C plus, I always have to look. 2 points. Now Bryce Viola has climbed another 8C boulder called Kintsugi in Red Rock. So he gets 1 point.
Bryce, he's a very impressive climber.
I don't know Bryce at all.
I follow him on Instagram and he's on it. He's good. He's like a young American climber.
Coming up.
Absolutely. Well, he's kind of come up, but.
What is exciting that we should mention about this though is I'm pretty sure that in Spain currently is Mr. Daniel Woods, Mr. John Caldwell.
Right.
So the big boys guns are coming in. They're coming.
The big guns.
Spain, watch out. This needs to get ticked.
Yes, big time. Excellent. Anything else about this?
Nope.
Right, let's talk about some media. Last week we showed a clip of the Wheel of Life V15, or is it 9A?
It's like weirdly got given a sport grade in that video.
But then it's like 70 moves or something like that. And it's a boulder because it's obviously no ropes. But it basically we showed a teaser of it, but then we had a few issues with technical kind of uploads and stuff like that. So what we'll do is we'll link it again in the description below. and so that you guys can watch it again, because it is a really super impressive video, and he's got very long hair, and it's like just dangling off the whole time.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
There was someone who was saying that it doesn't count because of the knee bars on YouTube comments.
Somebody said that?
Yeah, it's got knee bars in it. It's a knee bar. I'm not going to get into it.
Well, let's not get into it. No.
Vlogs.
Yeah.
Now, we are in the middle of our project from the Arcos gym in Animas. We picked two things that are very difficult for us. We're training like maniacs. Do go and check out our vlogs because we're kind of behind the scenes stuff. Should we show a little clip of both?
Yeah, let's do it. And so training basically becomes more a question of just trying to fit in some pull-ups and some press-ups and all types of stuff when I can.
Pues dura muy poco. Puede contar conmigo.
So there's a slight difference in the training there. You're a little bit more weighty. I'm a little bit more...
Wow. That's...
Like in the positive sense.
Oh, the weights.
Yeah, the
not
weights. Yeah. No. Your fingers are getting a little bit...
They are getting podgy, I'd say. Like thick. My skin's destroying. My knuckles broken. I'm kind of looking forward to it being finished.
Yeah.
But do go and watch the videos of us trying this project and give us any tips because we need some help.
Yeah, that was in yesterday's show, wasn't it? So week 2 was yesterday's show. Go and see how we got on and how that week's training affected our attempts.
Or not.
Or not.
Shop news now. We've had a big restock of Petzl products, including some new Petzl products. So we've got loads of stock back in, but also, and my personal favourite, is the new Meteor helmet.
That is swanky, isn't it?
It is swanky because I've got the old one and I like it, but it's a bit high. So they've reduced the size of it, they've added more protection, they've got better colours. So go and check out the Meteor helmet and other Petzl stuff, which is in the shop at the moment at bargain prices, as always.
Plus is $66.95.
Damn.
That is good
Cheap.
value.
Well,
That's not
value.
cheap.
Value.
It's good value.
Good value for money.
Also, just want to give a shout out to Unparalleled. We put a video out last Friday of Unparalleled. They've just come into our shop. A lot of people commenting on YouTube about how they look very similar to 510.
Yeah.
There's this whole story behind that, which we will go into, and a lot of you probably already know as well. But we wanted to give them a bit more of a long test before we did a review on that and spoke about the brand in general and like the backstory and maybe got some kind of expert takings on that.
I think that's it. I think we're done.
Any plans this weekend?
Well, we're hitting Oulu this weekend, so we're heading to the north of Finland. We're going to have naked saunas and beer, and it's going to get rowdy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be that. Apparently, it's not that cold.
No, it's not cold. The ice has melted, but it'll be fun.
It was minus 25 last year.
It's 27.
Minus 27 last year. 28.
28, actually. Yeah.
29.
No.
Minus 28, and this year it's 4 degrees.
Wish us luck. See you soon.
Bye.